Hello everyone and welcome back to this channel. So in today's video I'll be showing you how I made this men's cap, also known as Fila. So I'll be making use of this ashoke material, and the width of it is 6 inches. Some comes in 6.5 or 7 inches. Then the length of what I'm working with is 34 inches, but it is on fold, so I had about 72 inches in total length. So I'll be going ahead and open it up like so. Then I'll go ahead and measure from this tip. I'll measure 8.5. So just slant your rule like that. So you can make it 9, but I want 8.5 to be the height of my cap. So I'll also go ahead and from that point I measured 8.5. I'll also slant my tape like so and measure 8.5 again. So next, I'll just go ahead and measure what I have on those 2 points. So I have about 12 inches. So 12 inches was what I'll be cutting out. So that's what I'm going to do it, guys. So I'll connect that 8.5 point I have to the two 8.5 points I have at the top and the bottom, just like so. So next, we'll be measuring 12 inches in length. So we're needing 3 of these pieces I'm marking now. So I measure 12 inches from the top and also on the bottom. So I'll also go ahead and square up those points I just made also. So like so. So this is one piece. So I'll go ahead and measure 12 inches also, like how I did for the first. So I'll measure 12 inch from one point. I'm measuring 12 inch from one point and also on the top also, like so. And I'll go ahead and square up that line. This will be the second piece. So I'll go ahead and cut for the third piece because we'll be needing 3 pieces for this. So when I was done for the third piece, I'll just go ahead and cut out these lines I just made. So guys, just watch how I cut it out. So this first part I'll be cutting is we're placing it aside. This is not part of our piece. So our piece starts from this part. So this is one piece, this is the second, and this is the third piece. So this is the 3 pieces I'll be using. So next we'll go ahead and join these 3 pieces like so. So here will be the base, the bottom part of the cap, and the other part the upper part of the cap. So if you get what I mean. So I'll place it like so and go ahead and stitch it. So you don't place it together so it doesn't fit like this. So you just place it so we have like a space here. So and just go ahead and sew on this part. So I'm just going to place it like so and use my pins to hold them down so you can know the parts I'll be sewing on the sewing machine. So I'll go ahead also and join the third piece to it. So guys, I was done sewing the 3 pieces together, and this is what it looks like at the wrong side, and this is what the right side looks like. So next we'll be placing one end of this to the other end like so. So just place this side and this side. So just place them on each other and sew it. So guys, it will be kind of rough at this point, but just don't mind. We'll just place it like so. I'll use my pins also to help you guys understand how I'll be sewing it. So just place right side to right side and join them using a stitch on your sewing machine. So I'm just placing my pins to help you guys understand how I'll be sewing this. So once I was done pinning it down, I'll go over and sew that part we have here. So this is what I have after sewing it, and kind of looks like it doesn't have a shape, but now it does have a shape. So we have like a rectangular shape out of this. Next, I'll just use my scissors to open up one part of it. So you can just open up any side you feel comfortable with. So this is what I have after opening up one part. So you can go ahead and iron down your seams we have at the wrong side. You can just go ahead and iron it down. So next I'll just flip it over to the right side and take the measurements I have on this part. So I have about 25 inches on this part and the height is 8.5 like we measured earlier. So I went ahead to cut out the lining for this cap. And also I'll be using an interfacing, they call it a gum stay. This is the very thick one. I went ahead to cut out 3 pieces of it because I want it to be very thick. And the width of it is 3 inches. Then the length is what I have on the cap. So I added 1 inch for just an allowance. So I'll be adding this to the cap. So first of all, I'll just take it to the sewing machine and sew a straight line to hold these 3 pieces together. So I went ahead to hold these 3 pieces together. Next, I'll be bringing out my lining and keeping it aside. So we're placing this stay on the cap like so, leaving about 7.5 inches from the tip. So you don't put it directly on the beginning of the cap. So I'll take it to the sewing machine and show you how I'm going to be sewing it. So we are clarified on what I'll be doing. So this is what I have here. I left about 7.5 inches from the edge of the cap and I'll be sewing this interfacing on the cap like so. So once I was sewing that part, this is what it looks like on the right side of the fabric. I also go ahead and sew the other top of the gum stay I have here. So just sew it down so the gum stays on the cap. So this is what I have. So I'll flip it over to the right side of this cap and I'll just make like various lines on this part of the cap. It's just like a design I'm doing on this cap like so. So I'm just going to make various straight lines. So guys, make sure the lines are straight so it gives the cap like a form of design. So I'm just going to go ahead and make straight lines, leaving like half an inch gap between them. So once I was done making those lines, this is what it looks like. So I had about 6 lines in total, if I'm not mistaken. So I went ahead to cut off the excess gum stay we had and also trim off the threads. So next I'll be placing the lining like so. So I'll be sewing the lining to the cap. So you don't sew, you leave about half an inch or 0.25 inches space from the gum stay to the sewing we are making. So you don't sew directly on the gum stay or close to the gum stay. Just leave about half an inch allowance from the gum stay. Then join your lining to the cap. So guys, here is what we have. So I'll be folding it in like so. So just place the both sides together. And I'll be taking the head circumference I'm working with. So I have the head circumference I'm working with is 22 inches. So on fold, I'll be marking 11 inches. So I'm just marking 11 inches all the way from the top to the bottom. And also on the lining, I'll be marking 11 inches. So I'm just going to connect those lines and take it to the sewing machine and sew on that straight line we have here like so, making sure the lining is matching to the lining so it doesn't start coming out. So guys, I went ahead to sew on that 11 inches line and I'm just going to trim off a little bit from the excesses we have here. So next I'll be folding it like so. Just use your lining to cover up what we have here. So just cover up your cap with the lining. So you can also go ahead and use your iron to flatten out this part we have here so it stays. So you can just use a pressing iron to flatten out that part. So this is what we have after um, covering the cap with the lining. So I'll go ahead and make a stitch all around this top here we have, so the lining don't start coming out. So guys, I went ahead to make a stitch and also made a stitch at this bottom part here, sewing the cap to the lining so they don't start moving apart. So I'll go ahead and trim off this excess I have on this top. So guys, this is what we have. So I'll be bringing back the pieces I have. So we'll be needing like a circle for the base of the cap, but since this ashoke is 6 inches, it won't be enough to make a circle. So I'm just going ahead to join the ashoke on the sewing machine. So I went ahead to join the ashoke and I also cut out a lining and made like a circular stitch on it. So there's no particular order for this. Just join your ashoke to give it like a wider frame, then just place a line on it and go ahead and make a circular stitch like I've done like so. So next I'll be placing the cap on this circular base I have here. So just place it your base down like so, then use your chalk to make like a circular pattern all around this base we have. So this is what I have. I'm just making it obvious so we can see what the circular pattern looks like. So once I was done doing that, I'm just going to fold up this part I have here. I'm just going to fold it up like so. Then I'll make a notch on each part like so. Then I'll also fold it up the other way around and also make notches on both parts like so. So I'll do same for what I have on this my cap. So that line that served as a sideline, I'm just going to make a notch on the other part and also on these four parts like this. So next I'll be matching the notches I have on my cap to the notches I have on the base I have here. So I'll just use my pins to hold it down on each side so the notches on the cap will fit the notches I have on the base. So once I'm done doing that, I'll just take it to the sewing machine and sew all around the circular pattern we've made like so. So guys, I was done stitching the cap to the base and this is what it looks like. So I'll go ahead and trim off the excesses we have here. So after doing that, you can take it to the interlocking machine and just like weave this part so it doesn't start fraying. So I'm just going to turn it inside out and this is what the cap is already looking like. So we'll be folding on this line we have here, that line that served as a joining line, and you just take it to your ironing board and give it a good press.